So now when I look back at my eating disorder and the issues that I had or the poor relationship that I had with food, I do realize that it was something that I was gonna go through, that my soul was here to go through that so that I could actually experience that and then after that be able to actually help others with healing their relationship with food and just having more radiant health, feeling at ease, feeling free in your body, having joy in your life. So even if for me that was a very intense period and it went back and forth over the years, I can now see it in a different way and why I had to go through that. And for me especially, it was going between times where I didn't hardly ate anything at all. I remember that I would feel very satisfied going to bed hungry. Like then I knew that I had actually accomplished what I was supposed to do. And it would also be if I had felt that I had eaten too much during a day, then I would go for a super long walk. I remember I could be out for 4 or 5 hours just to actually get rid of that extra food and calories, even if I had hardly eaten anything at all. And I remember I also had this goal of, I think I wanted to come down to 45 kilos or something like that. So I had this goal in my mind that I just wanted to reach. And I always get the question, so what happened? Or how did you actually develop an eating disorder? And I actually don't remember fully where it came from. But now again, now that I can look back at it, I know that it comes from, as with anything when it comes to, I think with mental health issues or health issues in general, I really believe that it has a lot to do with not being your true authentic self. So for me, it was doing a lot of things that didn't feel right to my core. And just to explain a little bit more around that. So what has been super helpful for me in this has actually been human design. And if you're not familiar with that, I will just link a link below, put a link below with some more info on that. But when I found out that I'm a manifester, I was like, wow, I have not and never been living like a manifester. I have just been very much of a perfectionist, always doing things, always feeling that I need to achieve and do things all the time. And I'm not going to dive into the manifest human design, but that is very much not what that design is actually supposed to do. So I think that whole pushing and thriving for things and attaching my worth to doing things all the time was actually one of the reasons why I developed the eating disorder. So, and also, if we haven't met yet, I just wanted to briefly introduce myself. My name is Anna, and today I work as a holistic health and nutrition coach. And food freedom and having a good relationship with food, that's definitely something that's very close to my heart. But I think just in general, helping you find radiant health, to raise your vibration and frequency, and as an overall goal, actually coming back to your true authentic self. That's really where health and ease and joy in life, where that actually lies. So going back and how eventually with the eating disorder and how I got started getting out of that, that was of course a journey for me, a healing journey. But I remember, so when I moved to Portugal, which are a few years ago now, but when I got there, I came across yoga, and I actually don't remember exactly how I came across it. I think I actually just got like an intuitive hit to look up yoga. Because remember, I was just Googling different yoga studios to see what I could find. And then I found an Ashtanga yoga shala, and I just felt very called to go there and try it out. And I remember after that afternoon and after doing it, I was hooked right away. Something, when I was on the mat in the shala, just sparked something inside of me, and I just felt that, okay, I need to, like, my soul wants to get back here into this shala and onto the mat and into this yoga studio. So yoga was really the gateway into my own healing, and yoga is also something that I still practice almost daily, because it's such a beautiful way to practice mind-body connection, and it's a really, really beautiful way to get to know your body and actually connect with your authentic self during that time on the mat. So that was the gateway into my healing. And because yoga was a way for me to practice self-care and self-love, I over time started to feel that I wanted to find other ways to continue that journey. And that's actually when I started to focus on a more plant-based diet. And I think also because when usually in the yoga community, a lot of people eat plant-based or vegetarian, so I think I also got introduced to it that way. But that also felt very nourishing to me, and with the yoga meditation practice, that made it easier to actually build up that relationship with food again. And instead of seeing food as something that was the enemy, which I had when I was really struggling with eating disorder, it was just something that, it's just the enemy. It was really, I didn't see it as something that nurtured me or that gave me love in any way. I just saw it as the enemy. So yoga meditation just helped me to rebuild that relationship with food again, and actually starting to see food as something that nourishes and something that will just make everything else also so much easier. When it comes to, obviously, when it comes to health and healing, I truly believe that a holistic point of view is important, because regardless of, you know, you can eat all the healthy food in the world, but if you're not living your true authentic self, or if you're not on that path, if you're stressed all the time, if you're having a lot of negative thoughts, like, all that food is just not gonna do the full trick for you. And this is also why I've become very also passionate about looking at this from a chakra healing perspective. So I'm not going to dive into the whole chakra thing in this video. I think maybe I'll post something next week on it, where I'll dive more into that. But healing your chakras and balancing your chakras is really a beautiful way also to create that harmony and balance in your body. And that's something you can do through food, but also other healing practices as well. But that was really, and when it comes to, before I forget it, in terms of when it comes to food freedom and when I talk about food freedom, for me now, today, that has really become something that is a combination of eating things that nurture your body, your mind, your soul, things that are actually good for you, and combining that with things that you actually love and that you and your body needs. So what I mean by that is just that there's no one size fits all. Like, I don't really believe in meal plans, for example. I think it's really key to also listen to your body and what your body needs, in terms of what to eat, but also when to eat and all these things, and really trust that your body knows. It's the same with your intuition, your inner voice. That's the one that you should listen to. And for me, what I'm here to do is to guide you towards that path and help you to tune into what your body needs and connect with yourself again, instead of relying on, you know, a lot of external things, or kind of taking someone else's template and just putting it into your own, but actually find something that works for you. The most important thing is that you feel healthy, that you feel good, that you feel at ease, that you have joy in life. That's the most important thing. So that's really, when it comes to food freedom, that's what it means for me. And also, when it comes to listening to what your body needs, there's a difference between also cravings. So there's one thing to crave, you know, Oreos or something like that. Doesn't mean that your body needs Oreos, then it's something else going on. But in terms of what your body needs, it's more, you know, let's say if you need more healthy fats, or maybe you do need to eat a little bit of meat, maybe you feel like that's what your body needs. So listen to these things and then combining it with things that are actually nurturing for you. So food freedom is also a lot about detaching the emotional connection to food and not use food as a way to numb or reward, or eating because you're bored or things like that, but really focusing on listening to your intuition and what your body needs. So that's really how my journey has been. And again, it's really, for me, just looking back at why I actually had to go through that. But I think that experience also really is what made me want to become a health coach and help other people with just finding, again, radiant health, or having radiant health, finding food freedom. Just so that life feels more in flow and ease, and it's not supposed to feel like it's a struggle all the time. Life is supposed to feel joyful and relaxing. So yes, I think that's what I wanted to share with you. But I actually just wanted to share a little bit about my own story and my journey as well. And I'd love to connect with you. So come and say hi in the comments. If you want to share anything about your own health journey, where you are with your health right now, feel free to do that. And I'd really appreciate it if you want to subscribe as well, just to help me spread the word about more radiant health and well-being. So thanks so much for being here, and hope to see you next time.